Welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm Gary, and this is not David. How y'all doing? It's Wednesday, May 27th. This video will come out on the 28th. And there was a few headlines that kind of caught my eye this afternoon. The first was there was a group of 35 former federal judges that have taken legal action to try and block Trump's 1.776 billion weaponization slush fund. What basically they're saying is that the court that Trump and Todd Blanche deceived the court because the settlement didn't really address the outstanding question as whether there was an actual case or any controversy existed. There's a term that it's slipping my mind. If Blind Squirrel's watching, I'm sure she'll tell me what it is in the comments. But basically, the prosecution and the defense have to have some sort of conflict. They can't be in cahoots with each other, is basically what it comes down to. And there wasn't enough rivalry, if you will. That's not the right term, but they have to be opposing each other. And these retired judges are like, yeah, that didn't exist in this case. And right now it's looking like, Trump and Blanche are basically trying to undermine the confidence in the court system. And this case needs to be reopened to litigate whether it's even a valid case or not. It's basically a manipulation of the judicial system, and that's what they want to frame. So we'll look at that. The other thing that's going on is, I gotta love the governor of California, our Governor Newsom. He proposed a 100% tax on anyone who files taxes in California who receives money from this slush fund. So in other words, if someone from California applies for some of this money and they get it, it's going to get taxed by the state of California at 100%. In other words, you're not going to see a dime of it. It's going to go straight to the state. And I can see where maybe some other states follow that suit, follow that. So, states like, Texas or, Louisiana or some of these other deep red states, Tennessee, Kentucky, yeah, they wouldn't do something like that. But if you're in a blue state, those Jan 6 guys that were victimized by Biden's weaponization judicial system, none of the Gen 6 guys are going to get it. It's going to be all of Trump's cronies. So they better be in a deep red state if they plan on, one, applying, and two, hoping to keep any of that money. And that's only if it passes the legal smell test that these 35 federal judges, retired federal judges, are filing legal action to prevent. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And on top of that, the Senate, they're balking at this. They're like, oh boy, we don't want our hands on this at all. And so he's facing a lot of headwinds. It's an interesting story. I was out in front of the house yesterday. I was putting stuff in the garbage cans because garbage collection's on Wednesday here. And two of my neighbors came by and they were commenting on my political signs on my front yard, and we were chit-chatting. And they were sharing with me their feelings about this whole slush fund and what's been going on with Trump. Because I've got a sign that says, knew it would be bad, but holy SH blank T. And they love that sign. And one of the insights that was shared with me that I wholeheartedly agree with is, they're not even trying to hide the corruption anymore. It's like raw, unfiltered, and in your face, and what are you going to do to stop me? And I guess that's a gift that Trump has given us. It's a dubious gift. But it's a gift that's given to us, is that we can see the corruption with our own eyes now. They're not even bothering to try and hide it. And now it's, are the stopgaps, the guardrails that were in place for all this time, are they going to hold? Um, or are we going to have to take action to put new guardrails up, or address this type of corruption? Because we've never really had to deal with it, at least not this much in the open. Um, I saw some other headline where Nancy Pelosi, over like a 3-year um, window, had traded like $35 million in stock. I'm paraphrasing the numbers just a little bit, which is some ungodly amount of money. It's like, what the hell? Where did all that money come from, right? Trump had 750 million in like 3 months. So it's just like the corruption in the White House and the engorgement is absolutely off the charts. And it's going to be up to us to fix this. But it starts with someone taking action, that whole Knight of Wands. And these 35 retired federal judges are trying to do that. They want to take action and reopen this case and make sure that there was a sufficient amount of sufficient adversarial roles between the prosecution and the defense. And they're claiming that adversarial relationship didn't exist, that they were partners and they were in cahoots. So let's take a look at that for entertainment purposes only. Hope you're all doing okay. Dave and I are hanging in there. Our sisters are hanging in there. We've got some funeral arrangements for my mom. It'll be a week from Thursday, so a week from when this video comes out. We'll be paying our last respects. So thank you all in the comments who've given us those supportive comments. I truly appreciate you. So let's take a look at this. So these 35 judges, retired federal judges, are filing legal action to block this. What is the energy around that? Queen of Swords. So there's a truth that the prosecution and the defense have to have an adversarial relationship, and they're saying it didn't exist, and that basically these guys are committing fraud. That the judicial system is being manipulated, and it's going to undermine the confidence in the administrative justice. The challenge is the Four of Cups. Looking at the grift, looking at the actions that other people have taken, being unhappy with what they're seeing, but there's an opportunity that can arise from this. There's an option that we need to explore. Energy underneath it is the Emperor. This is part of Trump's revenge tour. This is also part of Trump's his efforts to engorge and enrich himself and his family. Because part of that settlement was that the IRS couldn't prosecute or follow up on any audits from like the settlement date prior. Nothing about future audits, but any kind of audits or investigations that were prior to the settlement date, the IRS, their hands were tied and they couldn't follow up on any more. They had to basically drop all the audits. And that was because that's what Trump wanted. In the past, you've got the Knight of Wands. Someone needs to take some action. I guess in the past, we would have taken action, but when Trump is surrounding himself by yes men and people that are beholden to him, actions don't have to be taken. The current energy is the Ten of Wands. This is the culmination of all the burdens that Trump is putting on the justice system, and basically trying to get these actions to bring them to an end. Overarching energy is the Five of Cups. So we got the Four of Cups as the challenge. Not happy with what's in front of us, but there's an option that maybe is out there that can change the tide. The overarching energy is just sorrow, betrayal. That the three branches of government are supposed to be there as checks and balances, and Trump is showing that he can break those checks and balances. He's willing to break them. If any, is there anyone that's willing to challenge him on it? The lesson to be learned. Three of Pentacles. I get one of two things. Either the first that came to me was that, people need to work together. We need to come together and collaborate to ensure that what we value and what we hold dear is upheld. The lesson could also be learned is there's a lot of collusion going on behind the scenes and in the dark to enrich the president and his cronies. What's the outcome? Oh boy. Outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. This is about enjoying the finer things in life and reaping the benefits of your actions. And once again, that can be taken one way. This could be Trump and his cronies currently reaping the benefit of Trump's actions. They've got access to $1.776 billion. My neighbor said that monies that weren't allocated at the end of this, and this slush fund ends right before Trump's term ends, that Trump would be able to allocate it to whatever government agency he saw fit. I have not been able to verify that statement, but that was definitely eyebrow raising. This card could also be, if we collaborate and if we work together, we can restore the checks and balances and our faith in that. Is what I'm getting on that. I tried looking up to see what the disposition of that 1.776 billion would be. I didn't see anything one way or the other that would tell me what happens at the end of that with any unspent funds. So just consider that comment to be rumor only. Unless someone out there knows for sure. I don't know if Midas Touch has put anything out on it. My cursory look on articles was not shedding any light. So the energy right now is, you got that, the outcome is right now, with the current energy is Nine of Pentacles, is that the wealthy people are going to benefit from this. The people who have all the finer things are going to have more finer things, and they're enjoying it. Let's see. How will the 35 federal judges, will their legal action be successful in blocking this and getting the court to review it? Five of Pentacles. This is about being on the outside looking in. Certainly, Trump and his cronies, they're in the catbird seat. They're enjoying it. He's got all the power. He's pulling all the authority. And these 35 former judges, federal judges, they're on the outside. This could be symbolic of the Justice Department, the court system being manipulated. And it needs to come to an end. That if we lose faith in the courts, we're doomed. You got the Six of Swords. This is moving on, trying to move forward and move past this. King of Wands by taking bold actions because of what the King of Cups, which Dave is kind of convinced is Trump's actions. Boy, these are not great cards. I gotta admit. The one encouraging card I've got is that King of Wands. Are they willing to take the actions they need to take to stop this, to stop or restore the faith in the Justice Department? Because right now we feel like justice is not serving us, that it's moving away from us. This is probably the American public is, we're not in this inner group, this elite group that supports Trump, and we're being shut out, and it needs to end. And we need to take action before people lose hope and abandon their faith in the justice system because of the actions of the King of Cups. That's what I've got. So it's not telling me yes or no. It's just telling me what the consequences are if we don't do something. All right, and then let's take a look at Governor Gavin Newsom's threat to put 100% tax on any proceeds that someone gets from the slush fund. Wouldn't that be a kick in the pants? We gotta give Governor Newsom credit. He comes up with some creative stuff. He dishes it out better. He dishes out better than Trump does, and Trump can't take it. So, what's the energy? What's the energy around that, and is it going to be successful? So, I'll do the energy here, and the success of actually getting this thing through. Yeah, it could just be Newsom putting a thought out there to get people either riled up or rallied around an idea. And the card that connects them is just getting tired of all the bullshit actions that are happening. So on the left, okay, so we got the Sun card shining a light on the corruption that's going on and how Trump is trying to keep all the resources for himself, and that this is not supportive of the American family. And it's time to reassess what we value. And is he going to have success with it? This is about the Queen of Pentacles, taking care of what you value and taking care of the things that are important to you. Finding that path forward. This is kind of like his messaging. What's the right messaging? What are the right actions to take forward? Because the truth is there. You can see the corruption, you can see the grift, and we're not going to let you engorge yourself on it from the actions of the King of Cups from Trump. And we're just, we're tired of the corrupt actions that are being taken. And so Newsom is trying to take actions to shine a light on it and say, hey, we don't have to sit back and let it happen. We could take actions to counteract it. And you just have to decide, what do you value? What do you are you willing to be creative and find ways to counteract it? Because what's happening is wrong, and we need to fight the actions of that man. So that's what I got, and I think I'm going to just call it at that. I've got a couple of shout outs. I think, well, maybe Dave and I called those out on the last one. I think maybe I've cleared them. I keep them on my phone. Yeah, no, we've cleared them all. So just thank you so much. Thank you for all your support in the comments and the kind thoughts and words about my mom. She never wanted to. We actually invited her to come on so that y'all can meet her, and she didn't want anything to do with it. There was one video where she was in the background listening to us, and we kind of moved sideways and pointed the camera at her. So she made a brief cameo appearance unbeknownst to her. But yeah, it's interesting. The one thing I will share is we had a lot of time to prepare for her departure. And so when she finally was able to leave, it was, in a lot of ways, there was a lot of relief because she didn't have to struggle with her health and suffer with her health any longer. The one thing that did happen was I went to the family house. My parents bought this house, I want to say 1961. It's the only house I ever lived in with my folks. They still own the family house. It's obviously over 60 years now. And going into that house after my mom had passed, it was different. I've been in that house. She hasn't been living there for probably 6, 7, 8 months. So going there knowing she's not home is that's one thing. Going there knowing she's not home, but knowing that she's not with us anymore was a different level of experience and grief and sorrow. And it's just sad. It's just like, my God, this was the house. This is my mom and dad's house, and my mom and dad aren't here anymore. And it's very emotional. It's a little overwhelming because they've also got 60 years of stuff in that house, and we're going to have to address that now. So we got a lot going on this end. And I hope you're all doing really well. Don't lose hope. We will get through this. I know it doesn't always seem like It seems like the odds are always stacked against us. But try and put as much positive energy out there as you can, and just do your best, one day at a time. That's all we can. That's all we can ask. That's all we can hope for. Just do one day at a time. Hope you're all having a great day. And that's my niece texting me. So hope you all have a great day. We'll catch you soon. Take care. Bye. Oh, hopefully you stuck around because I forgot to give you the card of the day, the secret card. It's the world card. Woo! My goodness, honey. Cover up. You're going to get me banned from YouTube. There we go. The world card. We'll get through it. This is the end of the cycle. It's the painful end of the cycle because who is, because the people who are holding on to Trump and his nasty habits don't want to let go willingly. And we just got to shake them off. We can outlast them. We're definitely going to outlast Trump. So everyone out here is going to outlast that man. So hang in there. It'll end soon enough. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Come on, Barry. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.